Hail to the king is right. This is Operation Monarch, the latest event in Call of Duty Warzone. It is a ton of fun. And I mean that with the biggest pun in the world. It ran, I should say it started running May 11th. It actually wraps up May 25th. So by the time I publish this video, you'll have a nice long weekend to play through the content. Do yourself a favor, just upfront and early. Go play this. It's free to play. You have a PlayStation, you have an Xbox, you have a PC, you have one of those. Go download this game and give it a try. It's fun. And I think maybe it's a great entry point for people who are a little hesitant to get into the whole Warzone vibe of things. And, oh, it's too competitive. You have, you know, the player versus player. I just kind of want to walk around and shoot mindless enemies. Well, you kind of have that now. Two big, giant-ass monsters are now on Caldera. And you are going to be fighting it out amongst them in an effort to get some really cool goodies and to work on the really cool mini battle pass that they've included and to progress through that. And it's free. It's all free. So if you're like, man, I really wish I had a really cool weapon charm or a neat, you know, nameplate. I'm playing with all these people and I'm a noob. I've never gotten these things. Now's your chance to gear up, okay? I've been having a blast with this mode. I really like it. As of the time of this recording, I think this was like my 4th match in. I have since beaten everything. I've done all the event pass stuff, and I still find myself going back occasionally, you know, an hour here or there and just playing a little, because it is fun. And maybe because it's limited time and it's like, ooh, I don't want to miss out. I don't know. But what is this mode? Well, you know Warzone is. You're dropping in. And I think a lot of us could all agree we miss Verdansk an awful lot. So Caldera isn't the best place to be. I mean, yes, it's got this Pacific World War II theater vibe to it. It's loaded with a lot of old guns that aren't nearly as fun as the guns from Modern Warfare. Cannot wait for Modern Warfare 2, by the way, later this year. But, okay, so it's got a bunch of that stuff. But what's going on with these monsters? Well, I'm not even actually sure why Call of Duty elected, of all the potential crossovers, to pick Godzilla and King Kong. As far as I know, there's no major movie that's coming out or any sort of like major push and merchandise line that I'm aware of. Maybe there is. Like I said, I'm just been living in a, you know, under a rock. I don't know. But you know, basically, this mode is going to put you against some of these giant baddies. And Call of Duty, by the way, is no stranger when it comes to really cool crossover events. The ones that immediately come to mind, the ones that I embraced the most, clearly was the 80s crossover event during the Cold War saga. There we had John Rambo as a playable character and John McClane from the Die Hard series. They took it a step further and actually added the real Nakatomi Tower into Verdansk, which was awesome. I know Snoop Dogg has been added to the game. So there's a lot of crossover that happens here, but nothing on this scale where you're fighting something this large. Maybe with the exception of Zombies, only because Zombies was a really cool event that kind of injected zombies into Verdansk, because Verdansk was kind of falling apart. They had to bomb it, which is what led us to Caldera, amongst other things. But yeah, this is cool, guys. This is cool. Check this out. So, all right, so you have your traditional Warzone event. You're going to be able to drop in and loot. Everything you know about redemption rules exists. You can spawn in infinitely until a certain set of time, when there's a certain number of players left, at which point you have to be bought in. There's still the supply drops and loot crates and calls, you know, the kill streaks and everything. Not kill streaks, like the call-ins. Like, you can call in artillery, you can call in UAVs, you can call in anything you want. You can still buy all that. That still exists. But they've added, obviously, 2 giant monsters walking around who are now here to destroy you. And by shooting them and actually engaging with them, a whole new level of rewards, which comes in the way of a free battle pass, and a whole new level of in-game, per-game perks becomes unlocked. And you can see that on the right side of my screen. You're going to get these things called Monarch Points. How do you get a Monarch Point? Well, you can pick up one of the you know, I wouldn't say infinite, but man, oh man, there sure are a ton of them. You can pick up one of the boxes around the world that will just give you a flat amount of this reward, which goes towards your meter. You can kill enemies to collect their intel tags, which will give you meter. Or you could do it yourself, as you see me there, just laying round after round into King Kong's space to an attempt to level up. And you'll get some really cool rewards by doing this. You'll get kills, you'll get call drop, like drop off boxes, which give you loadouts. You'll get gas masks. You'll get different perks that are going to make you a more aggressive player. Now, obviously, the trade-off is you're so busy shooting and killing King Kong or Godzilla, you may not be paying too much attention to the world around you, and that's okay. You know, the truth is, look, you're going to have to kind of make your choice. And I like that risk-reward system. I like that they have really thought of a fun way to allow you to have both kind of in one game. And, I mean, I think you could successfully win this game if you wanted to be purely a run-and-gunner and just focus on killing all the other enemies. But I also think you would have a very strong level of success if you did the exact opposite. And I think if you just focused on the monsters and you were creative in how you shot and creative in how you got those rewards, I think you would be pretty successful too. So I like that there's kind of this, you know, diverging strategy, right? You kind of have this mode where you do have monsters fighting on one hand and then you have the humanity kind of fighting on the other. What are you fighting for? Well, it's the ultimate prize. Let me scroll down and tell you the acronym. S.C.R.E.A.M. It is the S.C.R.E.A.M device. That's what you want to get. So what is the S.C.R.E.A.M device? Well, the S.C.R.E.A.M device, of course, who doesn't know this? It's the Sonic Communication Radar and Echolocation Array Module. And it's a prototype device that allows operatives to unleash the awesome power of Godzilla and Kong in battle. Here's how it works. When you are running around, it is a potential kill streak that could drop from boxes. You can also just continue to damage the monsters, and eventually you'll level up with a better chance to get it as well. You want to get one of these. They're really cool, and I can say honestly, in the I don't know, 7 or 8 hours I've played, I've only gotten it a handful of times, but every time it has made an insane impact in the game. Multiple knocks, flushing out large portions of the map, pincing enemies between, you know, the fire breath and my gunfire, right? So if you get the King Kong one, you're going to get this giant area of effect circle where he will basically unleash his rage, and anybody caught in that circle is going to just get instantly destroyed, which is really, really cool. Now, unfortunately, you know, we're still under the older Call of Duty engine, so there's no environmental destruction, but that would be cool in of itself. But basically, if you're caught in this circle, you're going to go for a ride, so don't be in the circle. And if you're lucky enough to get Godzilla's fire breath, think of an attack run like with airplanes, but on steroids. It's a giant beam of blue fire that he shoots out of his mouth, which targets a large portion of the map in a straight line. Perfect, again, for flushing out or flanking enemy opponents. And depending on where people are at in the engagement, they might not be looking at the mini-map. There it is right there. That will absolutely destroy you, and it's really fun to be able to control and get that. So that's like the ultimate goal. That's what you're going for, and that's, you're going to have some fun. You will get some, definitely you will get some kills with that. But, you know, like I said, if you're not into that, you know, I think you'll still get a couple small things anyway just by running around, by just collecting some of the Monarch crates, by picking up, you know, the caches that other players have gotten. And you'll get nice little rewards like a gas mask or a bullet jacket, you know, with the 8 plates that are built into it, different loadout drops, that sort of thing. So I feel like you're going to have pretty good success either way. And I appreciate that. I'm glad that Call of Duty is doing something different. I know it's a limited time mode. Probably a lot of people look at this and go, oh, I don't really want to deal with this. Like, I was kind of happy with, you know, the way things were before. Well, don't worry, you know, it's coming back. The normal modes will be coming back soon. This is just something fun and different. Just enjoy it for what it is. Have some fun with it. You know, shoot some monsters in the face. And honestly, it's got such a different feel to it. Like, these guys are towering. The modeling looks great. The sound effects are phenomenal. You can just feel them walking around in the world. You can hear them. They're the growls, their screams. Very, very powerful stuff. And it's cool because it really does kind of make it kind of puts you in your place, you know? Like, you're running around, you're a big tough operative, I got my gun, I got my loadout, whatever. And then you look up and you see this like 20-story Godzilla just bearing down on you, or King Kong. There you can see actually the part of the map I'm in right now. Somebody targeted both SC.R.E.A.M devices. They must have wanted us dead. And there you have it. If I was in that circle, it would have been game over for sure. Which is cool that I was able to avoid it and continue on. But it does really change kind of the course and the flow of the game. And I think it honestly, more than anything, and I'm really thinking about this, it makes Caldera kind of fun again. I really did drop off my gameplay when Vanguard came out. I do not own Vanguard. I really dropped off my gameplay, though, because I don't like the change to Caldera. I like Verdansk. It was a fun urban map that had modern things that I recognized, really cool landmarks, even especially when Nakatomi Tower is in there, but even not, really cool environment to kind of explore and check out. Caldera, to me, is just too jungly. There's just not a lot of distinction in the world. I know they've tried to include things like the Peak and the Quarry and some other areas that have some unique flair to them, but it's just so much just palm tree and jungle-y kind of just boring environment. And it just loses a lot of the fun, I think, and the charm. So it's like, okay, you guys actually made like Caldera not suck. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. I would love to see how this could... There's really no way, honestly, because of the density of the maps. There's really no way I think this would work in Verdansk unless they modeled Kong like in only the grass fields, because he would be clipping through buildings so bad. They've done a good job of honestly making sure like the polish is here. I mean, I found a few instances where Kong was like, oh, I could see his foot through a wall and I probably shouldn't be able to. But for the most part, I think the enemies are modeled in a pretty good place. Godzilla typically stays in the water. Kong, obviously, more land-based. And I think their models reflect that well. Now, if I had to say any negative thing about this mode, and I mean, really struggling here to just say how bad this is, but to be honest, the only thing that really I don't like is I don't like that the map starts essentially already half gone. They've really funneled in the action on this mode specifically because they really want to make sure that you're kind of funneled in the action. And I suspect it may have to do with the way that their AI and their pathing is. Like, could you imagine if Godzilla was on the bottom part of the island and you were at the top? Like, how long? You would never see him at all. So I get that they've kind of funneled the enemies together in a way, and they've basically quartered the map, essentially. It's a smaller game mode. There are less players on, but that's really the only thing I can honestly say that's like, oh, I wish they could have done that differently. But it is just a very cool treat to have these characters in the game. And if you're like me and you're just a freemium player, fear not. There's plenty of stuff to check out. You're going to get some cool charms, and you're going to get a really cool weapon skin if you complete everything, and some cool calling cards and stuff. And I think, okay, it's fun. The Kong skull, definitely, I think, a charm that everybody's going to want, because I don't feel like me, but I just love charms on my guns. I'm really excited for that. But additionally, if you want to pay a little extra, of course, they've done some really cool character costumes with like Kong mask, this like really aggressive looking gorilla mask, or a really aggressive looking Godzilla mask with, you know, really cool features on there. So if you want to spend a little extra and enjoy, you know, do it. I mean, I pretty much exclusively play with Park now, or Rambo, and those are my two paid characters, and I love them both dearly. So I'm enjoying that. But if you want more cosmetics, there's definitely some really cool ones out there that you can pay for. And if not, like I said, it's free as well to just check it out. And you really should. And I hope, as I close out this video, and I get destroyed here in a second, because, you know, die with your shield or on it. I can honestly say, though, that the only thing I could hope for is people play this who haven't maybe played Warzone before. It's a good entry point, and they realize this game is very friendly to new players. and I think you're going to have fun learning the ropes, and what better way to do it than with giant monsters fighting you. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you found this video fun and informative. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.